Everyone has some sort of a closet that's become too small. A closet is no place to live, and I want to support as many people as I can in stepping out of that prison into the fullness of life that's waiting for them on the other side of that closet door. I'm Nancy Shadlock from Centered Life Coaching. Join me in listening to these Coming Out Chronicles. Get curious about your story, and then see what good things are waiting for you on the other side of your closet door.
Hi, you. Thanks for being here. Today's kind of a special day. We are at episode 65. Feels like a bit of a milestone. And then yesterday, I got word that there has been 10,000 downloads of this podcast. I can't believe that. I'm just like so tickled pink. I'm in awe that many listens have happened and that many people have wanted to hear these stories. And it kind of set out as this little dream, and here we are. I'm in awe. And thank you. Thank you to each of you for being here and listening in and sending your feedback and sharing your stories. This has been an incredible journey. And it feels like a perfect place to take a pause. I've been feeling this nudge for a while now to take a little bit of a sabbatical with the podcast and with my practice a little bit and kind of nurture in a cocoon and listen into myself of like what's next and what's the deeper way that I can be showing up in the world and helping, and what's the best way to nurture myself right now. I feel like in many ways I'm in the midst of my own new coming out chapter. And if you're listening, you probably have had some kind of coming out chapter, and you know that feeling of, oh man, here we go. Something's shifting, something's changing. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, but trusting the process. And I figure if I'm going to be helping others with that transition, I need to be authentically doing that for myself too. So for the next little bit, we're going to take a pause from the podcast. Hopefully we'll come back in some form or another, probably in the new year. But until then, listen to all the episodes that you can that you maybe missed along the way, that they all have so much richness and beauty, and they each have this way of helping us step into someone else's shoes and understand like what was going on for them. And it gives insight into our own transitions and new chapters and finding the courage to step into whatever is waiting for us next. For me, the season that I'm in is this deep time of stepping into my sovereignty and really seeing myself as empowered and whole and strong and able to make wise decisions. And at the same time, honoring my softness and my vulnerability and the part of me that's this little kid that's scared about the future and doesn't know what's happening and needs some reassurance. And it's been really beautiful to lean into a practice of holding both of those at the same time, that I am sovereign and so strong, and I'm soft and so vulnerable all at the same time, and not judging any of it as wrong, but just noticing what is, letting all the feels come, feeling all the feels. That is the theme right now, is like, let's feel all the feels. And it's only when we let the feelings come up and acknowledge them, let them surface, let them run right through our bodies, it is then that we actually get to have the peace that comes, that washes through us once we've felt it. And I say feel all the feels, like feel all the feels for that moment. In an hour or in a day, you might have all those feels all over again, and that's okay. It's a matter of being gentle with ourselves, because this is an intense season of life for pretty much everyone I know. And the world, like it's a tender time of life. And so be gentle with yourself, with whatever you're encountering. Listen in, nurture yourself, and see yourself as sovereign and strong, and see everyone around you in that way. As I've shifted my perspective into that and noticed how everybody around me is truly their own being, I see people step into that power, and I'm hopefully doing less disenabling and less like taking on their stuff and doing things for them, because that's definitely a pattern that I've lived in my past. And when I step back and just view them as sovereign and don't try and take things on for them, it's amazing how people show up and live into their power and their strength, and they feel amazing, and it's beautiful to watch. And at the same time, the other thing I'm noticing is like we're all connected. We're all so deeply connected. Even if you think you're an island and all alone, you're not. Everyone around you is connected to you in some way or another. And the more that we can notice that and notice these ties that connect us, these sometimes invisible ties, but they're there, causing us to have similar experiences to someone else. Or, I think of the butterfly effect of like if a butterfly flaps its wings over in China somewhere, the ripple effect comes all the way to us. We feel it somehow, and that happens in all kinds of ways in our lives. And so the more that we can see ourselves as connected to others, the more deeply, I think, kind, nurturing we are to other people, the more we see ourselves and realize like whatever I do to myself, I'm doing to someone else, and whatever happens to someone else is also happening to me. There's this deep empathy that comes. So those are some of the things that I'm pondering these days that are giving me life and helping me look inwards. I'm excited about this new season of discovery going in. It's kind of like a true winter season of hibernation and going inward and noticing, and without expectation. Like I have this underlying, like I think something beautiful is going to come from all this, but I have no idea what. And I'm so curious, and I'm so excited about what that kind of deep nurturing can do for myself and for the world. And so I encourage you too, if you have any space, to take a day to yourself or even an afternoon and really listen in to what do you need right now? What would nurture you? Who can you ask to help support you in this? Who can be a guardian of your solitude and help you pay attention to you and like take care of all the other things, that those balls that you're always having to carry? Who can take care of that for you for a little bit while you nurture you? Because really, you're the best person that can nurture you. And know that I will be here thinking of you, holding space for you, to listen to you. And if you need me, I'll probably be off social media too, but send me an email. Nancy Shadlock at centered.ca. I'd love to hear your explorations of what you're learning and what you're noticing. And I'll send love right back to you. Okay, until we meet again. See ya.
Thanks for listening to the Coming Out Chronicles. If you enjoyed it, give it a like. And if you think it would be helpful for someone else, please share it with them. If you'd like to connect with me, reach out on social. I'd love to support you on the next chapter of your coming out story. Until next time, this is Nancy Shadlock from Centered Life Coaching.